say, I was very creative. I did some very creative things. I was like tile graphics and, there were tons of parts and pieces. How to manage memory going in and out was obviously very uniquely creative. But a lot of the early naming conventions were literally just whatever popped in my head. It was inspired. Like my character name, Shamano, was misreading the 10-speed bike shifter on my bicycle. Shimano bike shifters. Shamano. I just misread it. And thought the word was nice. All the names of the dungeons, Hitloth, etc., were all just Latin root words, slightly mutated. Whether it was Pause or Moonglow or all those things, all of them were just whatever I was seeing around me at the time. There was really not much rhyme or reason or purpose or thought put into it. And then my excuse is that I was pretty young. I was 19, 20 years old, and you're just plagiarizing off the things you're inspired by in life, whether it's books, movies, street signs, or bike shifters.
I think the most ingenious stuff comes up that way. My name, Ravalox, is a planet.
From where?
Doctor Who universe.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And so, the place that comes back to bite you, in your case it wouldn't, but in my case I was, I think it was Ultima 6. This was one of the first times I ever met Tracy Hickman, and I was with Tracy and Margaret Weiss. And Tracy and Margaret and I were on a panel together, and somebody brought up there was a barkeep in Ultima named Tika, and one of the designers put it in. I knew no better or worse about the name Tika for a bartender in the game. It was like, Tika, bartender, fine by me. And it was literally on a panel that I discovered that was actually taken directly out of Dragonlance. And Margaret, I now know jokingly, but at the time I did not know jokingly. She said, "You can expect to hear from our lawyers next week." And I was like, "Oh my God, I've offended her, or I've done something really wrong, or I've let somebody on my team." And and that was sort of one of those transition points. You're going like, "Okay, enough of this like borrowing names from other sources. We really have to be much more diligent about making sure that our designers know that is not acceptable to do."
And what happened? Did she?
No. She was joking. She was happy. She did want it.
So Tika is in
I think Ultima 6, Ultima
Okay.
5 maybe.
Okay.
But and as bartender and
She was the inn of the last home.
Yeah.
In,
She was
in
Karaman's
Dragon-
sister.
Karaman's sister.
all right. Well, on to the theater.
On to the